Welcome to How to GitHub. I'm Chris Molinari, founder of the Friday Night Hacks meetup group, and today we're going to be going over how to use Git and GitHub in order to be able to collaborate online with projects hosted on the internet. Today we're going to be going over a couple of best practices, tools, and how to get started in collaborating on your first online project on GitHub. So what is GitHub? GitHub is an online collaborative hosted space that also kind of doubles as this social network for programmers. It's a website that also has some large data centers dedicated to hosting all of these open source projects. Git is very different than GitHub. What's really the difference between Git and GitHub? So Git is a command line utility that allows you to locally manage your local copy of whatever repository you're working on. Say in my documents you've got some cool little code. If you do C++, which if you're a college kid you're probably familiar with, you have your .h files here, your .cpp files hanging out, and say you want to share how cool this little project that you've got going on is, and you want to let other people see it. What Git will do, push these files to GitHub, where it's hosted. People can see it. People can go to and look up all the repositories that you've started, that you collaborated on, all of these cool stuff. So GitHub is really just a glorified storage unit. So GitHub is just a storage unit. What Git does, Git has the key to this storage unit, and what it will do is it will take all of your files, bundle them up, and push them to GitHub. But what it also allows you to do is it allows you access to other people's storage units. First things first, we're going to be going over how to install Git, the command line utility, on Windows first, on with the Windows installation.
Now we're going to show you how to install Git and use GitHub on a Windows machine. First things first, we're going to need to sign up for a GitHub account. In order to do that, you're going to need a username. I'm going to use hacknightaccount. An email that GitHub will send emails to. For this, I'm going to use chris@molinarichris.com. And we're going to need to create a password. And yes, that for future reference, that is my real email. If you want to send me an email, please do. Please write me a lovely email. And there we go. Now it's going to bring you to this little page. We're going to do the free account here. Okay. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to need to install the Git command line tool. In order to do that, we're going to go to gitscm.com. And when you get here, you're going to see this little downloads for Windows. You're going to need to download that. And we're going to run this. Okay, now we've got our Git setup wizard. I'm going to fly through this real quick and stop when we need to change some defaults. I like to use a desktop shortcut, so I'm going to change that. Now, this is important. We're going to be adjusting the path, and we're going to want to use the Git and optional Unix tools. And we're also going to check out Windows style, commit Unix style. That concerns line endings. It's just going to help us be a lot more cross-platform. We're going to use MinTTY. You can use the Windows default console window. It's a little weird, but we're going to use MinTTY. And we're going to enable system caching. All right, now we're going to uncheck this release notes. We don't want to check those out, and we're done. Okay, now that we've got Git Bash installed, we're going to click on this shortcut I made on the desktop. And it's going to bring up this little command line. Now, before we get into forking a repository, which we're about to do, we're going to need to set up some configuration real quick. In order to do that, we're going to use git config global. And the two things we're going to need to change is the username, user.name, and user.email. So we're going to change user.name, and I'm going to change mine to hacknightaccount. And we're also going to need to change user.email. You change yours to whatever you use to sign up with your GitHub account. Okay. All right, now we get back to GitHub. So let's check out our GitHub page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our URL here, and we're going to type in Friday night / and that's it. So now we've got the Friday Night Hacks group here, and we're going to check out the Hack and I website. And now we're going to fork this repository. All right, now we've created our own copy of this repository. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to make a local copy of this repository. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this HTTPS link here, we're going to copy it to our clipboard with Control-C, and then we're going to go to our terminal here and git clone paste. All right, and now we've got a Hack Night website directory here. Now we're just going to change directories into it, and now you can see we've got all of our files in our local repository, in our global repository, and our local side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Documents, Hack Night website, and we're going to make some changes. Check out the Hack Night website. Let's make a change to, let's add a file. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit New Text Document, and we're going to call it hello world.txt, and we're going to edit this file, and we're going to say hello world, and we're going to save that file. Close it out. Now, in order to save those changes, we're going to need to use a command called git add, and we're going to make some assumptions that we're done for the programming day. We've made all the changes that we're going to make, which means that we're going to add all of our changes and commit them to the local repository. So in order to do that, we're going to use git add period, and that's going to save everything to the local index. And then immediately after you git add period, you're going to need to git commit. You can do this, and it'll open up a text editor, and it'll ask you to add a commit message, or you can add it in the invocation and by enclosing it in quotes. So added said hello world. All right, now we made our commit. Now as soon as you make your commit, you're going to need to git push origin master. Now that's going to sync everything up with the online repository. So we're going to need to input our username and our password. All right, branch master set up to track remote branch master from origin. All right, now so if we make a change to the online side, it'll make sure it keeps up. So now that is a part of a workflow. The git, and so makes changes, git add, git commit, git push. It's very important that you follow that workflow because that's how we do it here. Whenever you, the workflow generally goes, you sit down for your programming session. Say for me, I get up at 8. I usually start my sessions about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to start my session. I'm going to end about 5 o'clock. And my first add is going to be at 5 o'clock when I'm done, and I'm going to git add everything, git commit, and in that message is going to be a summary of all the things that I did during that session. And then I'm going to git push to synchronize synchronize my local repository with the online repository, and then I'm done. And that generally recycles itself through. That's how we do it here at the Hack Night at Friday Night Hacks. So that's it. Now you have made your change. You refresh the page here. This branch is one commit ahead of Friday Night Hacks master branch. We said hello world. Now what we're going to do in order to synchronize our repository with the master repository, so say you want to show your changes to everyone and add a functionality to, say, the website. So you make this cool JavaScript, you're going to need to initiate a pull request. And how we do that is we click that button, and this is able to merge. Great. Now we can create the pull request, and it'll give you a summary of all the changes that we did. We added a file, and we added a line of text. Now we're going to create this pull request and give us a little summary of what we did and what we added. all the neat little stuff. So whenever you do that, you can actually show whoever maintains the project what you actually added in features. So now we're going to create this pull request, and that's it. So what will end up happening is whoever maintains that repository will actually go over, see if they want to add that change to the master branch, and then add it to the branch. And that's it. That is it. So that's how we do things here on the Windows side of things. If you have any questions, please leave some comments below, and we'll get back to the classroom.
All right, awesome. You've installed Git, the command line utility. You've got the repository for it. Congratulations, pat on the back. Super awesome work. Now you have the power to collaborate and contribute to any project. If you're in the Cookeville area and you're interested in coming to the Friday Night Hacks meetups, we've got some links down in the below. We've got the meetup page, the Facebook page. Check that page out. Like our page, like our stuff. It all helps us help you. So check that out. Until next time, thank you very much. Chris Molinari signing.